Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we're looking at the other of the 5th anniversary Blue Fusions. Now this is Blue Gogeta right here. This boy is going to be very, very, very good. I do think, so like if people want to compare the two, I do think I'll like Vegito slightly better. With the way he's set up with the guaranteed additional at 24 key, I think he'll have a little bit stronger, consistent defense. Now, Gogeta at 24 key, he gets guaranteed crits. But they continue this thing with these Gogeta characters where they give them super effective against all types and crits in the same kit, right? If Gogeta just had that guaranteed additional super at 24 key, I just would find that so much more powerful. It's like, sure, you know, getting like a full turn of crits and stuff like that with a character that's doing a ton of attacks is super good, but it's like eventually you come to a point where there's bosses who don't just go down in 1 second, right? Like they're always eventually going to be creating newer and tougher and stronger bosses who could sort of hold up against these types of attacks, and having that extra bit of defensive viability could be good. Now, this Gogeta's got a lot of the same W's that the Vegito has, right? The guaranteed dodging first turn we transform into blue. In base, he's much stronger. One big difference for Gogeta compared to Vegito, if we take a look at Gogeta's links real fast, it's huge here. So Gogeta's link set, he has Saiyan Warrior Race, he has Fuse Fighter, Prepared for Battle, Over in a Flash, Kamehameha, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. Gogeta actually has Prepared for Battle in base, which can be pretty good if we're running him on the superhero team, you know, movie heroes. We know that Prepare for Battle is essentially kind of like the best hero link in the game, or right up there, right? I think, you know, key, attack, defense, it's just really, really good. Now, Gogeta does lose it when he goes blue, but I do think it can be helpful early on in the fight to have that, right? So, all right, let's just go ahead and jump in. Let's see some of the numbers that Gogeta is going to get. Remember that in base, Gogeta is significantly stronger here. We are going to get everything except for Kamehameha and Legendary Power activated. So we'll go ahead and get these STR Key Spheres, and Gogeta will blow this Vegeta away. So Gogeta, he's getting 4 key when attacking, 140% attack and even start a turn. He has an additional that has a 70% chance to be a super as first or second attacker in a turn. He does get a guaranteed additional super as a floater and a 70% chance to dodge. I do think that in base, with these Blue Fusions, what you're going to want to do most of the time is have them float. All right, so we did get all 3 attacks, but the second one we didn't get the super proc, and then the third one, the hidden potential system, we didn't get as a super either. Remember that Gogeta and Vegito both, every super attack they do in base, they are stacking attack, right? Gogeta's getting 30% defense from his 12 key, then he's getting 50% defense from his 18 key, which, you know, is certainly good, but then we're just stacking the whole time as well. Now, I think, again, I probably would put Vegito a little bit better, because Gogeta, you know, if you get the 24 key, is probably going to be doing more damage with the guaranteed crits for the turn, but I think I would lean towards I like Vegito better with the consistently higher defense of the guaranteed supers, right? Because once we transform into blue for Gogeta, he becomes, you know what he actually is kind of similar to is almost like a Final Form Cooler type character, right? Where he just has all these additionals that could be supers, but he could get the guaranteed crits at 24 key, which is good. And then remember, they have the 70% chance to dodge in slot 7 too, which is also really good. All right, so we'll be able to get those yellow orbs right there at the top. And Gogeta should be able to put on a show right here. Hopefully he can give us some additional supers against it. He could stack that attack, and we could do a little bit more damage. Now remember, this is sort of the super early, mega early look here at the 5th anniversary Blue Fusions. Gogeta does transform on turn 4. There's a possibility when the data download happens that could be changed, but I don't expect it. Turn 4 is kind of like low enough, because we already have, you know, they have full kits in base. They're not like instantaneous transformation characters. I don't think that they will change that. I think it'll still be turn 4 for them to transform, which turn 4 is sufficient. I think it's fine. I think it's a perfect transformation condition. We don't have to worry. We'll float off Super Saiyan 3 Bardock here. I think it's just complete. Let's transform into the gods as well. I do think that their transformation condition is completely fine as is. I see no issue with it. The other thing to remember is that the active skill, that also will remain unchanged, you know, from sort of their base kit to what they're going to be. As of right now, active skills cannot be updated with EZAs. I still think at some point they might, you know, just update the game, and then they could actually update active skills. But at the moment, that is not something that can happen. So the active skill being, you know, turn after transformation, and the enemy under 50% HP, that's going to remain the active skill condition, you know, when the data download happens for Gogeta and Vegito both. Also, keep in mind that Gogeta now does have an OST on his active skill. I think that's just such a huge W by Dokkan. Putting OSTs on the active skills, I think, is really huge, because previously they only had active, like, OSTs on their transformations. Alright, so now we turn into Blue Gogeta here. Now, this is crazy. I think this is ridiculous utility that Blue Gogeta and Blue Vegito have. Guaranteed dodge the first turn we're transformed is ridiculously, nastily powerful right here. So it is going to be huge. We're going to have guaranteed dodge on this turn, which is really strong. So, all right, let's look at our links. So Gogeta gets Super Saiyan and Warrior Gods right there. Warrior Gods replaces Prepare for Battle. Super Saiyan replaces Saiyan Warrior Race. So we are going to have everything but Legendary Power and Kamehameha activated. Let's see what our stats are here. What is his defense? So we're at 170. Now, remember that Gogeta does build up, right? He gets 1 key, 22% attack and defense with every attack performed, which is good. Gogeta will do his first super attack, and then he does 2 guaranteed additionals, each of which have a 30% chance to be a super. Let's get as much key as we can. The rainbow orb in the middle is fine. Now, Gogeta gets 5 key when, you know, attacking in slot 1 or 2. So we're going to immediately just jump up a huge amount of key, and we'll see how many attacks Gogeta's going to do. Again, remember, we have guaranteed dodge the first turn, which is stupidly powerful. We could also rock Gogeta in slot 3, where he will get the 70% chance to dodge as the third attacker in a turn. And he does also get a guaranteed additional super, which is super good. So what that means... Okay, so there's our third attack. 1 more and we'll be fully built up, which we do get. There we go. That's the 4th attack. And now Gogeta instantly in 1 turn is fully built up. So you could build up to 5 key max and, you know, 88% attack and defense, which we can get from the 4 attacks. So 1 turn and he's fully built up. That's the thing, both Vegito and Gogeta, the way they're set up, we have a really good shot of doing that with both of them, immediately building up on their first turn, right? Getting to their max stats is actually pretty easy to do with both of them. And it's like on the turn where we have the max stats, we can just put the blues in slot 1, and we'll just try and do as much damage as we can right here. Actually, do pop both of the Fruit of the Triamites right here, actually. We'll just go ahead and pop those real fast, and then do as much damage as we can here with the gods and, well, I guess both gods, right? So Gogeta's going to build up super, super fast with the guaranteed dodge. The guaranteed dodge, I think, is going to be, again, a huge tool against a lot of these bosses. Maybe we'll get the theoretical, oh my god, 20-turn difficult content fight, but so far, that has not presented itself, right? I think we could still just get it. We know that the last fight of the Shadow Dragon saga, like sort of like, you know, Shadow Dragon event against Omega, is 3 phases long. So I think it's very, very likely that he's just going to be the toughest fight in the game. But we will see. We will see what's going to happen. So I think that pretty much covers most of what Gogeta and Vegito do. I guess Gogeta does also... He is super effective against all types as a first or second attacker in the turn. And then it's kind of like Vegito gets the guaranteed additional super instead of that. Sort of. Which I guess is... It is kind of... I would say almost sort of like an issue. The way it's built like that. I just think that the guaranteed additional super is just so strong that Vegito Blue has, and then unfortunately Gogeta does not get that, right? That's, I think, something that's, like, very unfortunate. Because, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but typically when I'm doing these attacks and stuff like that, I do not exactly have great luck with these additionals. All right, we can get Gogeta's active skill right here. So remember, if the enemy is below 50%, we could do that. I guess we'll just have... This is going to kill Vegeta, so we could just go ahead and pop this. If we do pop the active skill in slot 3, by the way, depending upon, you know, how difficult the event is or blah, 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 you will activate the slot 3 portion of the passive, and then you can put them in slot 1. So in slot 3, Gogeta gets a guaranteed additional super and a 70% chance to dodge. We do the active skill in that slot, and then he gets that even in slot 1 or 2. So that's where, you know, Gogeta could super 5 times, Vegito could super 6 times. They have a 70% chance to dodge, and they could get damn near to 1,000,000 defense, right? So yeah, let's pop it in slot 3. I think we're probably just going to finish Vegito off right here, but this is pretty good. And yeah, oh, 25 million for Gogeta. So there you go. There's the 5th anniversary Blue Fusions. So there is 5th anniversary Blue Gogeta. Ridiculously busted characters. I think both Vegito and Gogeta are somewhere in the top 5. They're super impressive, super incredible characters. Let me know what you guys think of the EZA Blue Fusions. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.